Hello everyone and welcome back to G9-13. I know I retired G9-13 a while ago, but I got an idea for just a short one-off, or I think it'll be relatively short one-off. I'm just interested in watching what this group of Minutemen does here, because they're walking toward that bridge that I added on as a mod. That's a mod added bridge that they appear to be walking toward, and I just want to see what the heck they're gonna do. It's weird. It's like they're walking beside it, which is kind of strange. But anyway, what I thought I would do is, first of all, I very painstakingly made this mod where I have this sort of like a footbridge that connects Spectacle Island with Warwick Homestead. And so what I decided to do here is see if I can actually build a footbridge that goes from Spectacle Island over to the castle. Just because I have a mod that allows me to remain in build mode
I'm right behind you.
even once I'm outside of the build area, right?
I always have time for you.
I don't know if I have anything with a scope on it here. Let's try this. Nope. Okay. What about this? Okay, we have a bit of a scope on this. So, looks like the castle is pretty much more or less there. In this 4x scope, magnification scope, I can just kind of barely see the castle. But anyway, what we're going to do is, I guess we're going to start right about here. And not too sure exactly how far I can go with this, but I think I'm going to try to use wooden floor tiles for this, since it looks like I can make a lot of them. Maybe we'll start off with a foundation piece, kind of sort of like this. Now, is that below the water or above the water? We want it to be basically just at the water level, right? Okay, so it needs to come up just a little bit more. Alrighty, that looks pretty close. Maybe we'll make it come up just a little bit more. I'm assuming once I get it set at one end, since water tends to remain level, at least in the real world it does, I don't know about here, and we'll just use these things here. Now, hopefully we're pointed more or less straight at the castle here. I guess I could have gotten a longer range scope so that I could look a little bit further, but I'm assuming that we're pointed right at the castle. Looks like I'm pointed right at it here. So, maybe what we'll do is we'll just... Oh yeah, I gave Kate a little bit of a overhaul there. She's acting funny now. That's because of the sanguinaire, weird aura vision thing. Sometimes companions are invisible or kind of transparent like that. That's just a bug with the sanguinaire mod. Anyway, we're getting back to this now. So, basically what I'm going to do is I'm using the mod Place Everywhere, or Place Anywhere, or whatever you want to call it, which means that I can put objects outside of the boundaries of a settlement if I want. Whoops, I just fell off the edge. Okay, and I also am running another mod that gives me an unlimited time outside of the settlement while still in build mode. Okay, which probably will give me time, which will give me time to be outside. There you can see the robot coming from the castle, provisioner. But anyway, you have to be able to stay in the default game. I think the longest you can be outside of the settlement area before the game kicks you out of build mode is 5 seconds. And so I'm running a mod that I found on the Nexus that allows me unlimited time in build mode outside of the settlement boundaries. And this is maybe a little bit tedious, but so far it looks like water is in fact level. That little message that you see there that keeps popping up, that comes with that mod that gives you the unlimited time. It says you are outside the settlement border. You can't build anything here unless... ... So you can't actually build objects when you're outside of the settlement borders, but you can build them within the settlement border and then carry them outside and place them. And this is actually so far starting off to be a lot easier than I thought. And of course, I have no idea if NPCs are going to use these things. I mean, I know that if you build a building out of these floor tile pieces within the borders of a settlement, they appear to have nav meshing so that settlers will, like walk through doorways and walk on, floors that are unobstructed by furniture and that kind of thing. I have no idea what's going to happen here. Whether settlers will actually walk along this bridge that I'm building or not. Or even whether or not followers like Kate, for example, will maybe follow me across this bridge. I don't know. Because this is sort of outside of the normal rules, I guess. I think I'm about halfway there almost already. It would be a little handier if I could actually build objects outside of the settlement, but, oh well. Anyway, maybe what I'll do is I'll pause the video briefly while I continue to build my little bridge here so that people don't have to look at me repeatedly doing the same thing over and over again. So we'll pause and I'll come back once I've got this thing built. Okay, just a quick check-in here, because we are now within sight of the castle. And I've discovered that it's a little more efficient to like sprint on the way back, because I can run faster and maybe get more trips done more quickly. But as you can see, my bridge has proceeded quite a ways, and you can see that Kate seems to be following me on the bridge, and I'm also getting the usual random encounter spawns and that kind of thing. So what I'm doing is I'm building batches of like 2 or 3 floor tiles, within the build area over here, and then I'll grab them and haul them out to the end of the dock like so. And this will probably be the last one I have to do before I have to go and hide from the harmful rays of the sun again. But anyway, I'm going to pause the recording again here right away, but I just figured that, we'd do a quick check-in here so you could see what kind of progress I have made.
You point,
Okay.
I shoot. I like this arrangement.
Yeah. Okay, well, we appear to be back. Just briefly, I had to change some load order things around because apparently there's a mild conflict between sanguinaire vampirism and the appearance overhaul that I was trying to try out. And it seems to work okay with Piper. In another playthrough, I accidentally changed her into a vampire, and the new Piper appearance stays the way it was with the new mod, except that her eye color obviously changes to vampire eyes. But Kate was already a vampire to begin with, and it seems to mess with things so that she appears to be invisible and all that kind of crap. And I was kind of finding that to be a nuisance, and hopefully sitting in that chair will fix her, because she was stuck in that weird pose that happens to NPCs sometimes when you swim through a body of water and then climb out. They get stuck in almost like the middle of a jump animation or something. It's weird. But anyway, we'll pause again briefly here while we continue to build some more bridge, because I've got a whole new night ahead of me. Okay, just another quick check-in for progress. As you can see, I'm at the castle, and the bridge is nearly here. I actually came over to the castle and started, just building the floor pieces here and swimming them out there, because that actually, after a while, got to the point where it was faster to do that than to walk up and down this really long, walkway back and forth. So we're nearly done. The building of it. I mean, then we can add embellishments like handrails and things like that. But mostly I was curious to see what would happen if I tried to do this, if it would crash my game or something like that. I had no idea. Now it's almost to the point where I don't even have to go in and swim anymore. I'm almost there. Okay, are we going to call that a full, complete connection? Maybe we'll see if we can pop one more in. Whoops, it's aligned the wrong way. Let's see if we can get it in from this side. Only wants to go in the wrong way. Come on. We'll get a little further away from it. Maybe that'll help. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now we have a completed bridge from... I think I have a set of stairs going up to the top of this wall out here somewhere. I usually do build a staircase somewhere. Yeah, right there. Maybe I'll put in another one here. But we'll do a little bit of a test crossing here, and we'll see if Kate follows me across the bridge. Just for the fun of it. So here we go. And here comes Kate. Yeah. So it looks like my theory was right. The surfaces of these building pieces, if you build them in-game, come with nav meshing done on them already. So, yeah, it looks like... Oh, did you just stop? Border of a cell, maybe? Yeah, she's got to figure out what to do. Okay. Well, follower nav meshing is iffy at best. Yeah, you can get vampire hunters spawning out here and all that kind of good stuff too. So there you go. We can walk back and forth across the bridge, and at least followers will follow me. Except that Kate just fell in the water there again. But anyway, we better check the time. Okay, we have some time yet. So now, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go back into our wood pieces section here. And we're going to see. Now, I could build these little, like 4 per tile, but that would be unbelievably tedious. So we do have one lengthy one here. I wonder, ooh, I have an idea. I wonder if this would work. Where is scaffolding? Yeah. Because the scaffolding has a long one. No, it looks like those, yeah, they will. Okay, cool. Right? So we'll put in scaffolding handrails. Yeah. It looks like I can build 995 of them, so I guess that should be enough. Okay. Then I guess as I build them, I'll have to, you know, like carry them. It's like Kate's stuck in the water there, but okay. I'll have to carry them out and snap them in place out here, like so. And of course this is going to take probably twice as long as it did to build the bridge to begin with, since there's actually 2 pieces per bridge tile. So this is going to be, again, very lengthy and tedious. You know, like doing it like this. And then hauling them out one at a time. Okay, build some more. And so on. So I guess we'll pause while I'm doing this too. Okay, we've got to follow this along here because this is something that I never suspected would happen. But look at this. This is my provisioner robot walking along the top of the bridge here. Which is absolutely nuts. Look at this. I'm not sure how provisioner lines are pathed in this game. I don't know. But it certainly looks to me like
have you heard of the mole rat
our
disease
robot
originating in
provisioner
Vault
here
81?
is between the castle and Spectacle Island, is using the bridge that I put in here, which is amazing.
Stop riding. Cut your wrists. Stop riding. Cut
It looked like it got hung up a little bit by the handrail at first, but then it seems to have made a correction,
your wrists.
and now it's just kind of traveling down kind of one side of the bridge, but still it's on the bridge. Oh, just stopped right at about the same place where Kate had a little bit of a stutter, right?
It's a madhouse.
It's like they stop at a cell border, and then they have to decide what they're going to do. You know, like they stop and think for a minute or something. But anyway, that's pretty awesome. So for future reference with a different character and a different playthrough, I might just try and do something like this, and then see if I can have human provisioners walking back and forth on these bridges. Maybe it would actually work. I don't know. Maybe if I had to build the bridge a little bit wider too, maybe. You know, make it two tiles wide. But look at that. This thing is just coming right across the bridge here. No handrails or anything, so if it really wanted to go off course, it could. Right? There, it just did. Right? That's quite something. It looks as though I can't actually build any handrails directly on this side. I'd probably have to scaffolding. Here we go. We'll start out
Body
here.
cannot live without the mind, but your body does not live. What does that mean?
So there you go, folks. It looks like provisioners will use this bridge.
Hello? Hello?
That's a bit of a surprise to
I
me.
think you should just go around to everyone just saying, evening all.
But anyway, we'll pause again while I continue this tedious task.
And we're back.
Yes, and RecV5X has joined me partway through the recording here.
Yeah, I showed up.
And I wanted to tell you what I've been doing here. I started building this bridge from Spectacle Island across to the castle.
Oh my god.
And it took me quite a while, probably about an hour, to build this, using the handy mods that I have, like Place Anywhere.
And the build outside the settlement thing.
Yeah, I forget what it's called now, but I think it's listed in our mod list. Under our post section on the page.
Yep.
But maybe what I'll do is I'll put the name of that mod again in the in the title or something when we eventually put this one up on the channel.
Fair enough.
But a few things that you might be very surprised.
Oh?
Yes. Well, first of all, as you can see, I built this, with all the boards nicely aligned all the way across.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that.
Yes. And I decided to go with scaffolding railings because these ones are actually one entire floor length, like floor tile length.
Yep.
Whereas most of the wood ones are, like two to a floor tile kind of thing on one side.
And that would take literally forever.
And that would take literally forever. It's taking a while here already as it is just to put these on. But I do need handrails because I keep falling off the damn bridge when I try to go across it when I'm not looking where I'm going.
And so do other people.
And so do other people. But anyway, some interesting notes, the things that I have discovered. First of all, Kate, who is my constant companion here, has been following me up and down the bridge, as has Archie, right?
Yep.
Like following me back and forth. And of course, when you go into build mode, well, then Kate heads for the nearest workbench, right? Like that's basically a default behavior that NPCs have when you're in a settlement and you start building stuff. They just go, and apparently there's like a pre-marked location somewhere where they just go and stand idly while you're building stuff. I'm assuming it's so that they don't get in the way or something, right?
Or get lost or something.
Yeah, or get lost or something. So that's what Kate's doing right now. And
you're finding good use for the Commonwealth infrastructure fund.
that's right. You know what? I could not have put a better bridge than this in if I'd have done it in the creation kit. And I'm pretty sure that with the other bridge that I built in the creation kit between Warwick Settlement and Spectacle Island, I'm pretty sure if you build those pieces within the game, you know, like the way I'm building these, I'm pretty sure those are nav meshed too, but they don't appear to be nav meshed if you place them using the creation kit. Which makes me wonder if I used these, maybe, right? To like, maybe I'm just...
If they'd be pre-nav meshed, you mean?
Like if they'd be pre-nav meshed, because here's the other amazing thing, is that I just finished following a provisioner across this bridge, from all the way from Spectacle Island to the castle. Like, even
And
the
they
areas,
actually took it.
and they actually moved along the bridge, even in the areas where there's no handrail. They didn't wander off the edge or anything like that. Although I thought it was going to. It was one of those robot ones.
Yep.
I thought it was going to fall off the edge a couple of times, but it didn't. So, like, there you go. It appears that whatever there is for built-in pathing on these floor tiles, at least if you build them in-game,
It is sufficient.
it apparently is used also by provisioners. So I was thinking that maybe in another playthrough with another character someday, I would try this again. And then maybe start off with, like human provisioners.
Yep.
Or I suppose I could reassign a provisioner here and see if a human provisioner could in fact travel back and forth across this thing. But I'm thinking since the robot could, and all that happened was the Brahmin fell off the edge and had to swim alongside the bridge, right?
Well, the main question would be, does the game detect that the bridge exists when you're, like, not here?
Yeah, I suppose, because it could be another one of those things like the overland conveyor between the Red Rocket truck stop and Sanctuary, where every time I go back to that location, there's like stuff that should be on the conveyor belts on the ground all over the place under the conveyor belts, right?
And then you find a human provisioner drowned dead underneath the bridge. Somehow.
Yeah, maybe here, right? I don't know. Although I have never actually found a human provisioner that drowned. The only reason that I found out about that is that I did some reading because early on when I was playing this game years ago, and I was trying to develop Spectacle Island and send provisioners out to the island and stuff like that, what would happen is that my provisioner line would get broken for no apparent reason, right?
Yep.
And I couldn't figure out why, so I started looking it up. And the general consensus on various forums is that because the bottom of the ocean here is like straight up and down rough terrain.
Yep.
And the provisioners don't actually swim; they actually walk on the bottom
Because they've got like an IQ of like 20.
Well, anyway, that's just the way that they're designed, apparently. And so because they walk on the bottom, well, then they can get caught in some of these really deep crevices and stuff that are, like on the ocean bottom, right? Mm-hmm. And then they can't go anywhere, they can't move, and eventually, I guess they drown, apparently. And then that's when you lose your provisioner line, right?
Hey, do you know who wouldn't drown?
Who?
Named NPCs.
Yeah.
They'd just stay on the bottom forever.
Yeah. Well, that might break your provisioner routes too, right? I don't know. The only named NPC I ever used as a provisioner was Codsworth. And I, generally speaking, Codsworth is the... whoops, I missed.
Sanctuary to Red Rocket Truck Stop?
Yep, Sanctuary to Red Rocket Truck Stop. He is the very first provisioner that I usually put in, you know, like as soon as I get the local leader, the first perk, right?
And that's only because the dog can't do it.
Well, also, Codsworth is a spare body, you know, like is usually, you know, when you're putting down your first provisioner line, well, you know, like your settlements aren't exactly overpopulated either, right? Like there's not a lot of settlers just yet. And I don't know whether you can actually give a provisioner assignment to some of the original, you know, like Quincy settlers, right? Like I don't think they behave like default settlers entirely.
Fair enough.
They're treated differently. And there are a few settlers like that at other settlements too, where you can't actually assign them a provisioner role, right? Like that's the option to do so is just not there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the case with you know, like Sturges and Marcy and so on, right?
Yep.
You know all the answers.
You know, you can assign them to
questions.
as guards or farmers. But you can't. But once they hit Sanctuary, they're not leaving, right? For any reason. So, what do you think? Should we keep building this for the audience, or should we pause for a bit while I perform this lengthy task?
Well, we could do either or. We could just leave it running and record and then fast forward, or we could just pause.
Well, I prefer to just kind of pause and then we'll check in here in a bit.
All right.
Okay.
Different stimuli.
And we're back from momentarily.
Yes, well, actually, we're almost finished putting all the handrails on. I've already built them. And I've got 3 more to place. And then the entire bridge will be done. So there's 2 more here. And as we go back, I'm not sure what defines which way a provisioner takes. There appears to be 3 different routes that this provisioner follows. Because I saw the robot over here on this side of the bridge one time. Yep. And I also saw the robot over on this side of the bridge one time. And this is the second time that I've seen the robot go across the bridge here. Right?
Weird.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how the game designers made provisioner pathing, but it's different than standard nav meshing, right? Provisioners are treated differently than regular NPCs are. But that still is kind of cool to see my provisioner going across on the bridge, even if it's not every single time. So I haven't come up with a solution to this by just in-game building a bridge.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I would have to...
You'd really have to look at where the routing and pathing goes for provisioners.
Well, I don't know if it's been a while since I've looked. I had a tab open on my laptop at one time where there was a lady who did a rather long tutorial on nav meshing and pathing.
My species,
you know, like I never watched the whole thing. I just started to watch it for a few minutes and then I had to go do something else. But that was months ago. So I suspect that my laptop has probably been restarted at least once since then. But, you know, maybe I'll have to see if I can find that particular thing in my history and see if that lady has anything to say about provisioner pathing.
Maybe. You probably could find it again if you really looked hard enough.
Yeah. Because, or maybe if a viewer out there is interested, could, you know, point me in the right direction to find me a good tutorial that will explain how provisioner pathing works, because I was able to find some tutorials on nav meshing, and I can do the nav meshing thing okay. And I've done it a couple of times in my bridge mod in other locations. But I haven't been able to figure out how provisioner pathing works, because it seems to follow different rules.
I always have time for you, love.
Anyway, let's cross our bridge now. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's cross our bridge now. We have it all fully handrailed in. Look at this, eh?
Yep.
And it's pretty amazing. Here comes Archie following after us.
Commonwealth Infrastructure Project makes further progress.
Yeah, well, unfortunately this isn't permanent, though. I mean, this is only... What are you doing there, Kate? Hey, you alright? This isn't permanent. Unfortunately, it's, you know, like, just temporary, because I built it within this save game.
Yep.
So it's not like the somewhat more sloppy-looking one that I made in the creation kit.
But it'll work for you here.
But it'll work for me here, in this save game. Where apparently I can go all the way up to... Oh, okay, I guess I gotta build a couple more handrails here. Right? Just to make it complete. So I can build them from this end, and that won't take any time at all. Okay, looks like I can't actually place it there. I have to build it somewhere else and then place it there. Probably the same with the one on the other side.
I guess it's just that far out. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I got it. And then one last one that could be a half-length one to go there. There we go. Isn't that beautiful?
It's awesome.
It's perfectly nice and straight,
and all the floorboards are aligned, and
all
there's
the floorboards are
blood
aligned
on them already from killing people who were trying to kill you.
Yeah, because the vampire hunters and so on still spawn on top of the bridge too. Anyway, one other thing that I need to do before we sign off from this is I'm going to build myself another little staircase. I do have a few
Healthy mind, healthy body, vampire. That's
staircases going up the wall here of the castle. And I'm going to need one more here by the looks of it. Okay, have to do something tricky like this. Then we'll end up having to adjust the lengths of these things anyhow, because this isn't going to be quite right. Well, maybe, yeah, we'll move that middle piece over here a bit, just so we can adjust the alignment and such of this. There we go. Just fudge it in there like that.
Do you know what I actually am? I'm a mental projected personification of your insight. Why am I alright? Well, only you can answer that question.
He's a mental personification of my insight.
Apparently.
Whatever that means. What does that even mean? Anyway, it looks like here at the castle things are going well, but we got 40 people and we got 40 beds. So
You're capped out on population.
We're capped out. Well, no, I'm not sure if I am capped out on population, because if I continue to increase this character's charisma, maybe I can continue to expand the population too, right? Which means that I'm going to have to figure out a way to build more beds.
Just build a fucking tower building in the middle of the settlement out here, and then just stack it full of beds. Look at this. You see this? Go back one step.
What?
You see this outcropping here with these blocks? Boom.
Yep. Yeah.
Throw up some walls and turn it into an apartment complex on either side of the door.
Yeah. Actually, what I was thinking is that I could even develop outside the walls on the ocean side, because, you know, like I built this as basically a great big fortress here, right? See, it's all walled off and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually where I got the first, like, more recent games. I've been building settlements with these kinds of electric gates and stuff like that around them.
Yep.
And this is the very first. This was kind of like the prototype, right? So if I throw that switch, then that closes, right? And there's a equivalent switch on the outside too. Although I've gotten a little bit better at it since this was built, right?
Well, you always improve as you go along more.
Yep. But anyway, I haven't even really looked around in this place for a while, so I'm not terribly familiar with it anymore.
And the other thing, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Whatever that is. But anyway, it looks like I can probably come back and play with this a little bit on my own time. I actually haven't done anything with G9-13 for a long time.
But you wanted to build this bridge and try
But I
it
wanted to
out
build this bridge, and this is the only character I had
who had enough resources?
who actually I had the castle and Warwick settlement and the Spectacle Island settlement all developed somewhat. All right, like this is none of my other playthroughs are this far advanced.
I see.
Because I have a tendency to I'll play a character for a while and get up to like level 30 or so, and then I'll get a new idea for something I want to try out, so then I'll start over again with another new character and that kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So so this character is a bit of a rarity in that I've actually played all the way up to level 147. So anyway, and I didn't even bother to uncheck the Thuggyverse mods and all that kind of stuff because I'm not really playing this character anymore, so I'm not really too worried about. See that? Wow.
Vampire hunters.
Vampire hunters again.
And they just spawn out of thin air.
Yep, they just spawn. Quit that.
Nope, you're going to target every single settler before you get who you want to target.
No, as far as I'm concerned, they should have made VATS so that you cannot target friendlies, right?
Yo, it's not like you could heal someone by shooting them in the face.
No, and you know, like it's a nuisance because especially if you're dealing with a settlement attack where there's a lot of combatants on both sides, well, it's a pain in the ass to have to cycle through a dozen different potential targets, you know, to get to the ones that you really want. And the thing about VATS is while you're doing that and you're trying to not target a settler, right? Well, you know, like time may be slowed somewhat, but it's still, you know, events are still unfolding, right? And you could be being attacked by somebody while you're struggling to try and target them, right?
Yep.
You know, it's just not very well done, in my opinion, which is one of the reasons why I got the mod Bullet Time, and I very seldom use VATS, because VATS is annoying. So anyway, I guess we can probably sign off here, having completed our little bridge building project. But, you know, like G9-13 is going to go back into retirement again for a while. But if somebody gets an idea for some kind of a interesting building project or something, I mean, I could do that.
Yeah, what the hell, why not?
All you'd have to do is just put in a request in the comments section of this video. And if you want to be, you know, find out this, now that I'm basically finished playing with this character, I can do stuff like this. I had no idea what was going to happen when I started doing this, right? Like
I thought, break anything.
You know, like, is it going to break something? Is it going to crash my game? Is it, you know, what's going to happen if I do this, right?
So give us ideas for the Commonwealth Infrastructure Project.
Yeah, we'll see if we can break the game, right? But anyway, I guess, you know, if we get some requests for that, we'll consider it. If I don't hear anything, I'm just going to assume that people aren't really that interested in seeing it. So, you know, we'll just leave it be. But anyway, either way, I'm Sandman99.
And I'm Rec5.
And hope you enjoyed watching our little bridge building project.
Have a good one.